If you keep reorganizing your bathroom and it still doesn't work, you probably don't have a storage problem. You have a decision problem. So, what I have come to realize is that most organization systems tend to fail because we start organizing, finding the containers, and putting things away before we've actually edited to determine what deserves space in our lives. So, today, what I'm going to be doing is going through and rebuilding my bathroom. First thing we want to do is pull everything out of the cupboards, out of the drawers, off the counters, out of the shower, because I want to see all of a single category in full before I decide what deserves space. That's the step that I think most people skip, and this is what matters, because if you're organizing before you've edited, you're just creating a prettier version of the same problem. The rule here is one active use set per category. Everything else is either just backstock, belongs in another place, or it's gone. If it's just an okay product, it's taking up space that it doesn't deserve. There are different levels or zones in my bathroom. There's the visible zone, right? On my counter, in my shower. These are things that you see when you walk in. This is what's going to set my mood when I walk in the room. If there's a lot of stuff on the counter, like there has been over the last 6 months, it's going to just stress me out. And even though those things might technically belong in that space, they don't need to be. So there's the visible. Then there are the high sinks real estate locations, my drawers. So I have 3 drawers in between 2 vanity sinks, and those are the easiest access to get to. And then the secondary access points are really under the sink. And then I have an even further access point if I need it. I can put bins into my vanity closet where I have a cubby system for any kind of overflow. But I'm hoping that I can keep it all in the bathroom. I want to look at every category, and what I'm looking at today is hair, body, dental, and medical items. And that's because I've already gone through all of my skincare, and that was a separate video that I did. If you didn't get a chance to look at that, maybe take a look. But I'm going to go through each of those categories and determine what am I using actively, what are my favorites right now. Those get to go into the high cost real estate section. And then what are the things that I don't want at all? Those things that are not earning their right to be in my bathroom. I have downsized, and the amount of space that I have is much smaller. And I only have one face, one head of hair, 10 fingernails, all of the things I did at some point. I'm not sure, maybe it was during COVID, but I managed to stockpile a lot of extra products. So I'm trying to work through what I have, get rid of what I don't like by either passing that on or by donating it or just tossing things that are expired. Most organizing systems break down because we start figuring out all the bins and places we're going to put things before we actually edit things down first. And this is important because if we don't do the editing first, we're just putting a prettier package on keeping all the same stuff. And we're still not going to have a good feel for what we have. So what I want to do is talk to you about finding the functional and then going into the refinement of the bathroom edit that I'm doing. This is a hair category example. Which of these things am I actively using? Those can be out in valuable real estate. And in this case, they would be in my shower or in a drawer or in a cupboard that's within hand's reach. Anything that I want to use later and keep will go into a backstock area that won't be visible. And anything else doesn't need to stay. We can donate those things, or if they're used up or whatever, we can just get rid of them. So that's what I'm doing next. I'm going through not just my hair, but I'm also going through all my body things, my shower things, and other categories to determine what stays. An example of this is all of these things were underneath my cupboard, and they are all tanning products. I haven't done a fake tan in a few years, so I don't need these, and they're probably all expired anyway. If they are expired, I think this says 12 months. Yeah, these are all expired, so they all can be thrown away. And I don't see myself going back to fake tan right now, so I'm going to get rid of all of these. It's too bad because I actually like this one. This one was an in the shower tanning lotion, which was kind of cool at the time. But I have just fallen out of the habit of doing a fake tan. And then I don't need the tanning mitt, and I don't need these face tan drops either. So all of these things are going in the trash. For my hair, I use Haircare, and I have this shampoo, which probably has one use left in it. So I will keep that. And then I just recently purchased on sale a new Haircare shampoo. So I will be putting these two in my shower along with my Haircare conditioner. And then the only other hair care type things I need in the shower are masks. So I have this Philip Kingsley mask, which I have decanted into this container. So this one can be put in Backstock. And I actually had to do that because when I received it, the pump was broken. I'll put that in my shower. I'll put this one in Backstock. I do like this Shine product from Oribe. I do use this detox shampoo from time to time. This is Fakai, so I'll put that in my shower. And then anything else that's shampoo or conditioner or in shower use can be put into Backstock. Now, I'm going to put all of these items into a category and know that they'll be going back in my shower. And then any other shampoos, conditioners, masks, that kind of thing can go into Backstock, unless there's something that I just don't want. Okay, last category, dental and oral care. So I have to split these up into like mouthwashes, toothpaste, whitening products, etc. So this is a whitening. So even when a category like dental starts living in a bunch of different places, it gets way easier to lose track of what you have. And I think that's how a lot of duplicate buying happens, at least for me. Not because I'm being careless, just because the supply isn't visible anymore. That's one reason I think sorting by category has a true financial benefit. Once everything is together, you can see the real volume, use what you already own, and slow down before you buy more. Even something as simple as taking a few photos and keeping them in notes on your phone or Google Keep, that could help with that. I actually mocked this out first before I finished the reset. I walked through all of the categories I was working with, dental, skincare, hair, under sink storage, and used it to think through what I wanted each space to do. And then I started thinking about the countertop. The goal wasn't really to recreate this diagram exactly, it was to give myself a direction. So for this part of our video, this is the functional system. This is where the room starts working. The top drawer is dental because it's used twice a day, every day. That makes the most sense, and it's very valuable real estate. The middle drawer becomes the active skincare. The lower drawer becomes active hair care and support items that I use enough to want to have them nearby, but not on my counter. A good system is one that you can follow when you're tired. So I'm not just putting things right back. What I'm doing is I'm assigning by space. The acrylic cart has become a concealed utility, and it's an active place for overflow. So I have functional items on top, my water flosser and my electric toothbrush. I have other electric items like my jewelry cleaner and my brush cleaner there, as well as my Foreo. These are all things that have to be plugged in, so they're near an outlet, but at the same time, they're not out and visible. The other products that I don't need to have in my shower can live on one of the lower shelves of the cart, and it gets them out of the way and out of my shower. Back to the mock-up I built using AI. It helped me include some ideas I had for functionality, things like adding my Lazy Susan so products don't get lost in the back, using a paper towel holder under the sink for easy cleaning, and just making sure that everything was easier to reach based on how often I use it. And then I started thinking about the countertop, what really needs to be out, and what pieces might help it. So I'm using clear zones under the sink because that's a place where it can just become a dark hole and you forget what's under there. Underneath this sink, I put all of the hair ties, hair tools are here. I have my hot rollers in that bottom left drawer. I have a turntable of extra hair products, shampoos up there, various hair extensions. And then I have my big rollers for when I'm curling my hair. All of my Dyson attachments are in that bottom section. In this side, I have all of my hairbrushes and combs. So I think that turned out really well. It looks a lot better than it did previously. And Cricket is supervising as usual. What do you think, Cricket? I'm going to have a medical section, a place for face treatments and practical care. So each area is in a department. So for the counter, I just really want on the counter what I want to see every day. And that's an important distinction. Not everything I own needs to participate in the room visually. So when you edit first and assign second, you don't just find your flaw. You create a room that feels easier to live in. Well, I'm going to end the video here. I'm very happy with the way I'm able to bring back some functionality to this space, and I'm looking forward to revisiting it in the future and looking at refining the space. That would be the next step. I would love to get your feedback and comments on how you would change things. What would you edit? What would you eliminate from the visible in the space? Also, is there anything that you would add to maybe, make it more calm and serene? I would love to hear your feedback and get your ideas. And if this is the type of content that you enjoy, please like and subscribe. It means the world to me. And in the meantime, take care of yourself, take care of your future self, and have a lovely life. Bye.